Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flux, here with a review for The Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. Now this is an interesting one in that I was really excited for it when it came out. The trailers looked great, but the reviews were a little middling. And after having finally watched it, I definitely see why. This film puts the mid in Middle Earth. It's not that it's altogether bad, I don't think that at all. It's just entirely lackluster. You have a main character protagonist, and she's interesting, especially in her design. She looks fantastic, but she is just so wallpaper hero. And when you're watching Lord of the Rings, even the Hobbit movies, the main protagonists are usually rich in character, and this one is kind of void of that. And what's fascinating here is they had all the ability in the world to create a really interesting and dynamic character, because it's a character forgotten and lost to the histories of Middle Earth, as we find out in the opening little prologue. So it's just disappointing. Couple that or layer that with kind of unimpressive animation. Like, some of the animation looks good, but it does feel on the cheap side. And well, some of it looks good, a lot of it just doesn't. There's not smooth movements of the characters or the world they're interacting with. And it just doesn't really feel like Middle Earth, no matter how hard the score works to get us there, and how the characters talk and all that stuff. There's a really weird, shoot-in kind of reference to Lord of the Rings towards the end of the movie. But it's just kind of blah. What does work is there are some emotional beats and story beats that kind of play well. And I think in a dramatic live-action setting where you could see actors really playing with the material, would have worked very well. It's the action that kind of feels flat, and all of it just seems kind of unnecessary. Once you learn that this was essentially made as a slightly rushed production in order to maintain the rights to Lord of the Rings as a filmic property for New Line, it all starts coming together to make sense. I don't think it's bad. It's certainly unnecessary, and if you're a hardcore fan that's just needing more Middle Earth, this does a better job of getting you there than, say, the Amazon TV show, where I think shy of the first episode and a couple of dramatic story beats, that show really just doesn't work. This does a little better of a job of approximating Lord of the Rings, but it's sort of also the sad acknowledgement that nothing will ever really be Lord of the Rings. You can go back as far as you want in the story to tell more of these stories, but in trying to shoehorn in Lord of the Ringsy stuff into it, you're just not gonna get there, because that story was a fully fledged, big, massive epic, and whatever you build trying to tie into that are just sort of ideas that are nascent to the actual property. It's not bad. It did make me want to revisit the Hobbit movies, because I haven't sat with them since really they came out, and my daughter's about the right age. Maybe it's time we Hobbit it, and she hasn't seen Lord of the Rings at all, so that would be fun. So maybe this is the first trek of getting me and daughter into Lord of the Rings. And for that, I'll give it credit. It made me want to watch better movies, is ultimately where I led. What did you think of Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim? Let me know in the comment area down below. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.